What are some great exercises that I can practice at home? Do you have any suggestions?
Okay, well that's a good question too. What are some speaking exercises I can do? So what's the best way to
Yeah, public speaking exercises.
okay, yeah. So what are some good public speaking exercises for home? Okay. Now, first of all, watch um, TED Talks, watch vlogs, watch the news if you can stand it. A lot of people, they really don't like watching the news. They like reading the news. They don't like watching it. But it's important that you can sort of get an idea of the bearing that these people have. I mean, they're trained professionals, but frankly, so are you. Right? You wouldn't be in a position where you're doing public speaking if you weren't held in some certain regard. So you also are a trained professional. You're just trying to beef up your skills. You're just trying to help your skills. So watch talks. Okay, there's no limit to the subjects that are available for you to watch talks on. So I would suggest that first find a topic or a subject that you enjoy, that you find interesting. Okay, so perhaps what's a good example here? Okay, so let's find you can find a TED talk on wine tasting. I'm sure those are there, right? So you watch and listen, and you sort of get an idea of how they stand or sit, how they talk, um, how they lay out, their presentation. Okay, so there's all those sorts of ideas. So then once you've looked at these and found yourself rather, I like historical dramas. I really enjoy watching people give speeches on world wars, the ancient history, classical history, medieval history, early modern history. I really enjoy watching people give historical speeches. So that's something that I like. Maybe you like wine tasting. Maybe you like something a little closer to your own industry, to your own field. So again, there's no shortage of stuff they watch. So watch them. And here, let me just clean this up a little bit and go down. Okay, so watch how they stand or sit, or how they move. Okay, listen to how they talk, what their meter, cadence, natural and punctual breath, that sort of thing, and how they lay out their presentation point by point. Okay, now I'd like to talk a little bit about punctuation because you're going to start practicing yourself. Okay, so read an article from anything you want. Generally, I say a news article. If you get the New York Times, if you read anything online, if you have a hard copy of a newspaper, read an article and pace yourself. Okay. So what I recommend, number one, give a comma. Now understand something, okay? Generally, we have the comma and we have the period. Those are the two most common punctuation marks that we have for business, for academia, for any kind of official writing. Now, we do get a lot of exclamation marks and a lot of question marks in fiction and in advertising, but you'll rarely find them in like professional sort of writings, and you certainly won't really find them in academic writings. So let's just use the comma in the period. Okay, so the comma, give it 1 beat. This is the general rule. The period, give it 2 beats. Okay, so with that sort of rule of thumb, I'm trying to, here, let me just, I'm going to really quickly read a sample here. I'm pulling up an article. What's in the news these days? Well, let's keep this timeless. Okay. All right. Boy, every single news thing is about the coronavirus. Life. Let's look in the life section of the newspaper.
Yeah, let's go something positive.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Boy. Restaurants. There's got, oh, okay, never mind. It's all about coronaviruses and restaurants. Okay, so we might have to do a quick edit. So I'm just going to get out of here because I can't find anything good enough. So I'm just going to start again where I'm down here at the commas. Okay, so we use a comma is a beat, a period is 2 beats. Okay, so let's just say I woke up this morning, the coffee was ready. I got myself the cream and sugar, and I found my favorite coffee mug. I then picked up the newspaper. I spilled my coffee on it, so I couldn't read it. Okay, so what I'm doing there is I'm training myself to use the punctuation properly so that I am able to pace it. The punctuation gives us a natural breathing point. That's not to say that that's the only breathing points. We can make them whenever we need to, but the comma and the period give us natural breathing points. Okay, now, one thing that I recommend for you when you are preparing at home, double, okay, double the space of the period and the comma, because that will enable you to get more confidence. That will help you somewhat. Okay, so those are some of the exercises. Now, once we've graduated past reading a newspaper article properly, with proper breathing, proper cadence, proper intonation, proper inflection, we are finally communicating well, then what I want you to do is record on your video phone giving a speech. Okay, so not in your bathrobe, not in pajamas, not in shorts. Okay, wear the clothes you will wear for the speech. The reason I say that is because maybe your tie is too tight and you hadn't thought about that. Maybe the top button on your shirt's a little too tight. Maybe it came undone. Okay, maybe there's something wrong with your skirt. Maybe the shoes you chose are not comfortable, so you're losing focus on your message and you're just thinking about how much your feet hurt. Okay, so wear the clothes that you're going to wear for the speech. Practice the speech, record it, listen back, record it again. Extend the pauses as much as you can so that you are able to hear yourself perfectly clearly. Okay, so this is it's a bit of a recap of a lot of the lessons. Okay, so practicing at home, keep in mind the pauses. Keep in mind the order of the material. Keep in mind your intonation and inflection. Okay, record it many times, play it back. Okay, and then practice making up or ad-libbing. Okay, so give yourself a setting. I usually like to do something like a toast, because it's happy. The stakes are not really high. You can mess up a toast. Here's to the happy couple. Oh no, I messed up. I forgot what I was going to say. I fail. No, it's a wedding, right? It's a wedding toast, or a bachelor party toast, or a bar mitzvah toast, or a retirement party toast. So read some toasts. Read, improv, make up a bunch of toasts, do it in the mirror, hold up the glass, toast your friends, okay? Because that way it's people you know, all right? People you know and people that you know about. So you have material, okay? Now have fun with it. So this sort of thing, coupled with watching the TED Talks, watching the lectures, coupled with reading the articles, this should give you a very nice grounding. This should give you a pretty good idea of your capabilities and your potential as a public speaker. And you're going to have a ton of stuff on your phone that you've recorded and videotaped. And I think when you watch them back, I guarantee you're going to see your improvement over the weeks and months as you do this.